What's up, guys? It's your boy Triple G coming back with another Warpath video today, guys. Yes, you can see beside me, we have update 4.0 with this new tech research called Advanced Combat. Man, guys, we have all the specifics for it. And when I tell you that it is not like the other ones, this is a game changer. It is. You know I wouldn't sugarcoat it. You know I'm telling you the truth. So if you guys are interested to see all about this advanced combat tech tree and what's in store for this update 4.0, stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, let's dig into all the goodies that are in store. A lot of guys hit me up. They had specific questions, so I am going to try to answer them one by one in that order so that you guys can understand what's coming up in version 4.0. One of the main questions that people asked me, apart from like lights and the anti-tank stuff, was about this new advanced combat research. Now, as you can see beside me, I don't have it unlocked, so I wasn't able to get that in my very first video, but shout out to Crimit YouTube. Guys, link is in the description below. Go ahead, check him out. Give him a thumbs up. Give him a subscribe. He's an amazing guy. He is on the Warpath Liberation PTR server, which we call the test server, because it releases a little bit early, so we can have some of this information. And he puts a lot of time and effort into it. So shout out to him. Thanks to him. You're my bro. Anyway, next to me, you see industry, military, city honors, basic city defense, and advanced combat. Now, the order is that once you get into city level 2, you unlock city honors, right? A lot of guys don't grind in here that much. You know, they kind of want to more go towards industry, military, and then they go towards basic city defense because they think it's going to help. And oh my gosh, basic city defense is a grind in itself, right? And so a lot of people stay in there. Well, when you complete basic city defense, it unlocks advanced city defense, which a lot of people who spent a lot realized that it wasn't all that glamorous and great. It kind of just repeated what basic city defense is. Well, good news, guys, is that when you complete city honors, which will help you double up, like completing it gives you liberation, it gives you 2 times the rewards. It's just a great thing to do. And it's even greater now because when you complete city honors, you get advanced combat. And guys, this is not no BS research, okay? This stuff is good. And we are going to get into that with my spreadsheet that, you know, I went through all of the different tiers and everything like that and was able to compile a spreadsheet. So yeah, guys, let's get into that right now. So when you go into the advanced combat, there are 4 tabs up top, okay? It's infantry, right? Tanks, artillery, and planes. And we're going to check out each one of those. And this kind of mimics like how it looks, even though it's not like a visual or whatever. It does. So it's like, you know, 1, then it has 2 off to the side, then 3. So for infantry, we have 5% training speed. Then we have 10% total firepower. So when you see 0 out of 10, that means that you can upgrade it 10 times for a total of 10%. And you have firepower and durability. Then you have infantry damage increase, tank damage increase, and artillery damage increase. And what that means is, I labeled it like this. It's actually worded a little bit differently. It means that your infantry does more damage specifically to infantry. Your infantry does more damage specifically to tank. So that's how that works. And then to artillery. So it was worded really long, so I shortened it down. So pretty much you're getting a 10% buff to damage specifically infantry, tank, and artillery. Then we have a reserve troop capacity that's going to be in 10 increments. It just says plus 10. So I'm guessing that the total is 100 off of that. You know, once again, I can't see the full tier. It's just, you know, for face value when I look at it. Infantry damage reduction, 10%, tank damage reduction, and artillery damage reduction. What that means is that artilleries against your infantry do 10% less. tanks 10% less, and infantry 10% less. That's the way that that scheme is going. Then we have this really cool thing, which is like a mysteries of science that unlocks, kind of like we only really have a couple of them, like within Alliance research, and those were, you know, unlocked later on. And then even within our own tech research. So it's kind of neat that they're doing that. There's 3 of them specifically for infantry. They say coming soon, which is kind of odd. Not really sure why the infantry, maybe they're doing something really crazy with the infantry, but I don't know. We'll have to see. It's coming soon. Next up, training speed. And then we have grenade damage and grenade load speed. So 30% is pretty good on that one. I mean, honestly, 30%, that's a good buff. These ones down here, once we get to the bottom, these are where they become interesting. Some of these are kind of copy paste throughout, but then they change up. And this bottom tier really changes up throughout, like tanks and artillery and stuff like that. So firing accuracy, it just says 0.5. So I can only guess that it's +5, not percent, just says 0.5 as the increment. Now, it could go up from there. It could be incremental and change without the increments, but I'm just assuming that the increment is 0.5. The infantry, 5% as the total. And then for the speed and the blast damage resistance just says 1.5 increment. So I'm guessing that 15 is the total because it's out of 10 right there. Reserve troop capacity, it's going to go up to 20 as the increment. So it's 200 total on the troop capacity. Attack damage is 10%. And attack damage resistance is 10%. And then we have this cool little feature down below, concrete bunkers, which is reduced infantry bunker damage by 10%. Now, I know a lot of you guys are in the infantry, so it's not that big a deal to you, but this is what it looks like for unlocking the mystery of science. You see the power here, quite a few of those city badges. Holy cow, the research. And then the last one is the last tier that you just saw, which is reducing the infantry bunker damage. 140, 105, and 175 million resources, and 5,000 of those badges. So, woo, a little bit expensive there, huh, guys? Yeah. So that is the tech tree for infantry. Let's slide over a little bit and go to the tank. All right. So, once again, another tab, we get into the tank. Training speed, that was like the other one. Firepower durability, that was like the other one with the 10%. However, this one's a little bit different. This one has where it's geared towards infantry, tank, and artillery for the 10%. So that means the damage you do against infantry or tanks or artillery specifically. The same troop capacity. Here we have infantry damage reduction. So once again, you take on less damage from artillery, tanks, or infantry. Then this one is not coming soon. So this one, the mystery of science is actually unlocked, and it says it. This is where the meat and potatoes is, guys. Look at this. When durability of a super heavy or a heavy is below 10%, right? It should say percent. That's horrible. Oh my gosh. That's an epic fail. It should say 50%. Sorry about that, guys. The gain of 50% damage resistance for 2 seconds, and that triggers every 10 seconds, right? Then we have when light tank or medium tank start a combat, firepower increases 15% for 4 seconds. Boy, if you guys are medium and tank, woo, light tank guys in the field, that's great. I'll take 15% increase for 4 seconds any day. Any day. Thank you very much. Then we have the next one. The tank hunter penetrates. Firepower increases 5% for 4 seconds, and it stacks 3 times. Interesting. All right, we have training speed. Then we have durability for medium light tank hunters, and then speed for super heavy and heavy. So not durability for them, but speed, but durability for medium light and tank hunters. That's interesting on the concept, but hey man, if you're a medium light type guy, ooh yeah, these buffs are really good for these fast units, man. Honestly. We have firing accuracy this time, but this time It's actually, the increment is quite a bit. I don't know if this is a typo, but it says 5 is the increment, not 0.5, but 5, which means that you would get 50. Like, either that's a typo or that's pretty crazy for tanks, let's be honest. Penetration damage, 10%. Load speed says 0.3 is the increment, which is low. So it says just +3. It's 0 out of 10. I don't know. That one seems a little bit low, and this one seems really high. But, you know, that's what it says in the actual stats. So we're going to take it for face value. Then we have this typical, you know, attack damage, damage resistance. And then we unlock. So when we unlock it, tanks attack 5% chance dealing additional 200% damage. 200%. Now that's a 5% chance. That's still low, but 200% damage. Holy crud balls. This is what it looks like to unlock them. So you can see the resources and also how many city honor badges it takes. And then this is what it takes to unlock that one. 5,000, 140, 105, 175. So pretty much same resources as the other one. But the tank's looking mighty juicy. Let's see what the artillery have to offer, right? Some of them are the same. Some of them are different. So artillery tab, we have the training speed. We have the firepower and durability. This is typical. Then we have the same scheme as before, right? So they have damage increase to infantry, to tanks, to artillery, and then reduced damage from infantry, from tank, from artillery, up to 10%. This is what the mysteries of science say for these. We have initial load speed of a rocket launcher is -1 second. I mean, that's good that they're, you know, trying to increase the rocket speed, you know, because those things are slow as heck. When no enemies within, holy cow, did I typo this one? Within 2 grids of Howie, the firepower increases 5%. I mean, 5% on a firepower is pretty good, but then you have to not have any enemies within 2 grids. So, you know, that's a risky one. Look at this, though. Anti-tank gun damage increased 30%. Boom, guys. We've always been talking about the anti-tank gun ain't been doing good. Look at that research. That's not contingent upon it being out, you know, a chance, whatever. That's a flat increase, 30% on you. Yee. That one looks pretty sweet. All right. Down here below, rockets durability, 10%. And then here we kind of shake it up a little bit and RDATG speed. So in 0.5 increments, and I'm guessing 5% total. So the last one right here, we have firing accuracy, load speed, and blast damage resistance. Now, here's where the increments get kind of strange. On here, it's 1.2 increment. It just says plus 1.2. So I'm guessing plus 12, 5% total because it's a half increment on the load speed, and then 0.8 on the increments for blast damage resistance. So 80? No, that's my guess. And so yeah, or it'd be 8. It wouldn't be 80. It'd be 8. Why'd I put that? See, guys, I'm having to adjust it as I go. Well, good, we caught that one. All right, so we have troop capacity, attack damage, and attack resistance, and then we have the God of War, artillery attack. Look at that typo again. Holy crud balls. Way to go, Grant. Artillery attack, 10% chance. The next attack load speed will increase 40%. I mean, that's a 10% chance, but hey, anything to increase that speed, that'd be pretty cool, right? All right, here's the 3 that are unlocked, so you can see. Still typical for the resources and, you know, how many badges it takes. And then the last one to unlock, here it is, with your artillery attacks. So that way you can see them. That is the artillery. Still, I feel like the tanks are getting the best of the research. But then let's go to the planes, because the planes actually have more research than anything, which is interesting. They're trying to promote the planes. So planes, we have aircraft training speed, 5%. Then we have firepower and then bomber firepower, and it's 20% total, guys. 20%, not 10%, 20%. But there's not 3 tiers here. There's only 2, so that's cool. Fighter jamming, bomber stability, 10%. So you can see how the firepower was much more than just the stability. We have the 20% increment. So we have 200 on the training capacity. That's the same. But this time we have fighter intercept for 3 increments, so plus 30, and reduce bomb time for 10%. Here's the mystery assigned, so we don't have 3 of them, we have 2 of them. But it says the fighter plane, and a typo again, fighter plane E. Fighter plane is attacked, 10% chance maneuverability increases 30% for 2 seconds or triggers every 10 seconds. For 2 seconds and triggers every 10 seconds. Then we have the speed increases by 30% for 10 seconds when a bomber leaves a base. Well, that'd be good. Man, those bombers take forever. So at least that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good skill. Not saying this one ain't. I mean, this one's good, but it's only a 10% chance. But it can trigger every 10 seconds. So if you're leaving them out for long battles, that could be pretty good. We got the training speed, fighter durability, bomber durability, attack damage, damage resistance. That's the same, but the durability instead of being 10% is 20%. So that's an increase from the other tanks and infantry and stuff like that. Our troop capacity again, this time this is our increment. So we have the fighter maneuverability, which is 40, I'm guessing because it's in 4 increments. We have the aircraft speed is in half increments, so 5% total. And then 4 increments for the bomber maneuver, so 40% total. The attack damage, 10% damage resistance. That's the same as the other ones. And the unlocking is all-weather combat. Plane start battle, the firepower increases 5% per second, escalating up to 35% until the battle is done. Ooh. That's an interesting one. Haven't seen that one before on the research, but that looks pretty cool, guys. All the way up to 35%. But holy cow, does it cost a lot. Look at unlocking this for the airplanes. 6,000, not 2,000, but 6,000 of these to unlock. Look at the research. My gosh, the resources. 168, 126, and 210 just to unlock those. And then look at this. Look at those resources. Look how many city badges. 10,000 to unlock that. 10,000. Hoo-wee, man. That is crazy. Anyway, guys, long video, 16 minutes. Appreciate you guys sticking around. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. This is the research. That answers the question. Till next time, guys. Peace.